She appeared in a Machakos court over the brutal killing of her husband, lawyer Robert Chesang.
Sisi watu wa Baringo leo tumesema tunataka haki itendeke kwa wale walifanya maovu kwa kuua huyu jamaa.
Paulin Omungala, Chesang, Richard Moru, Lawrence Lempesi and Peter Maundu Mbidi were linked to the murder of Robert Chesang failed to take place.
Robert Chesang was a prominent Kenyan lawyer based in Nairobi. Charismatic and sharp-witted, Chesang had built a reputation in legal circles as a fierce litigator and as a man who spoke his mind. Yet, behind the successful exterior was a personal life unrevealing through a toxic and a bitter marital relationship with his wife, Nyeri-based magistrate Paulin Maisi Omungala. Robert Chesang met Paulin Omungala in legal circles. Both were well established in the judiciary system and their union was seen as a powerful couple in the making. After getting married, the couple settled in Lukenya, Machakos County, and had 2 children together. However, cracks began to show in their marriage. Their once blissful relationship turned into one marred by accusation of abuse, control, and manipulation. Chesang accused Omungala of domestic violence, alleging she was using her position and influence to harass and intimidate him. In 2018, Chesang claimed that his wife had changed the locks of their matrimonial home, placed it under armed police guard, and effectively locked him out. Furthermore, he alleged she had transferred their children into a different school without his consent and denied him visitation rights. Chesang went to court seeking custody of their children to be allowed back into their home. It was clear the couple's relationship had reached a dangerous tipping point. On the afternoon of February 17, 2019, Chesang was alone in his Lukenya home. He was working on his laptop in the living room when 2 men arrived in the estate gate. CCTV footage later revealed that the assailants forced the estate guards to direct them to Chesang's house. Upon reaching, they knocked the door. Suspicious, Chesang peeped through the window. In terrifying instant, one of the attackers fired multiple rounds through the window, killing him on the spot. The scene was gruesome. Chesang was shot 7 times. No items were stolen from the house and no signs of struggle were evident.
Lawyer Chesang was killed 2 weeks ago after 2 gunmen shot him 7 times at his home in Lukenya area, Machakos County. Police said 2 armed assailants went to Moke Gardens estate in Lukenya. They tied the estate watchman before proceeding to the deceased's house. Although the motive of the murder has not been established, investigators are pursuing the possibility of a domestic dispute or job-related reasons. Chesang is said to have had long-standing differences with his wife.
This was a targeted hit, not a robbery. Detective from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations quickly took up the case. Within days, chilling revelation emerged. Police arrested 3 suspects including Richard Lorunyei Moru, a serving police officer, Lawrence Lempesi, former officer, Peter Mwendo Mbidi. These men linked to a murder for hire plot allegedly orchestrated by Chesang's wife, Paulin Omungala.
Paulin Omungala, Chesang, Richard Moru, Lawrence Lempesi and Peter Maundu Mbidi were linked to the murder of Robert Chesang failed to take plea after it emerged that they had not undergone medical assessments. The court further observed that the 2 of the suspects did not have a lawyer and directed an advocate to be appointed to represent Richard Moru and Lawrence Lempesi in the case. In the meantime, Nyeri Senior Resident Magistrate Paulin Omungala Chesang, who is the main suspect in the case, will be detained at Athi River Police Station, while 3 others will be remanded at Machakos GK Prison until 9th April when they will answer to the charges.
Investigators claim that the magistrate Omungala paid 181,000 to the hitman to eliminate her husband. Phone records, mobile money transactions, and her forensic evidence were reportedly used to tie her to the murder. Omungala was arrested and charged with Chesang's murder. In a shocking twist, some suspects were reported to have previously been involved in another controversial shooting involving Chesang, and separate complainants had filed about harassment by police. The arrests of sitting magistrates stunned the nation. It was almost unheard for someone in her position to be linked to such a heinous crime. She was arraigned in court alongside co-accused and remanded pending investigation. Amidst all this, Omungala petitioned the court for the right to bury her husband, claiming her in-laws were planning to exclude her. However, her request was denied. Robert Chesang was buried in Kabartonjo, Baringo County by his family.
Grief and sorrow characterized the burial of the slain city lawyer Robert Chesang at his Kalabata village, Baringo County, as hundreds of mourners tried to come to terms with his brutal murder.
Sisi watu ya Baringo leo tumesema tunataka haki itendeke kwa wale walifanya mahofu kwa kuua huyu jamaa. Akikali hii ambayo tunasema justice. Mimi nataka kusema wale walibu wote ambayo waliua Robert wapate haki yao ya kunyongwa vile vile kupitia sheria ya Kenya. Hiyo ndio haki ya Baringo North. Hiyo ni haki kwa Logoti. Ile mtu aliua Robert au alishirikiana kuua Robert pia wapate nafasi ya kunyongwa na wakufe kama vile Robert aliuawa.
Despite being charged with murder, Omungala was reinstated to her magistrate position after Labour Court ruled that her suspension without pay was unlawful. This sparked public outrage and debates over integrity of the judiciary. As of the latest reports, Pauline Omungala remains free but under trial. The legal process has been painfully slow and the case continues to drag in Kenyan courts. There have been no confirmed convictions of the case to date. The fate of the other co-accused is similarly uncertain, pending jurisdictional proceedings. The children of the couple, now older, have been largely kept away from the media spotlight, and their custody situation remained private. The murder of Robert Chesang is a grim reminder of how domestic disputes, when left to fester in silence and bitterness, can explode into tragic consequences. It highlights systematic challenges in Kenyan legal and jurisdictional system, including misuse of authority, slow justice, and unchecked personal vendettas. Today, Chesang's name is remembered not only for his legal acumen, but also for haunting circumstances of his death. History remains one of the darkest intersections of love, law, and betrayal in Kenyan recent history.